Good afternoon. I wasn't like Dr. P. I didn't have time to prepare anything because I didn't know I was on program. But I'm thankful. I've known George since 1963. How do I know that? Because that was the day my mother and my father moved out here in Richmond Heights, one street away. And George lived down the street from me. And we became good buddies, you know. High school, George and I was on the track team. We had a state championship track team, mile relay. Lester Payton was the first leg. No, Lester was last. Larry Washington, then it was me. I was the second leg. George was the third leg on the mile relay. That's when you run around the track one time. Each player, and then you hand the baton off to the second guy, and then hand it to the third guy and the fourth guy. But I was the slowest guy on the track team. And my job, our strategy was, Larry would get out front and take a slight lead, and I would have to hold it. When I got, don't lose long distance. You just hold it. But boy, when I come around that curve, that last turn, and I see my brother, George, y'all didn't know George was a speedster. Yeah, George was a record holder. And you ought to see him run. He would make up the distance that I lost, and he would give it to Lester Payton, and Lester would just show out. So I went off to the military and came back with the GI Bill, and I said, well, I'm trying to get me some education, see how this thing works. And I never had a roommate. George was my only roommate in life. When George go to work as an iron worker and I was going to school, we would, every Friday and Saturday, our place was the spot. You hear me? I mean, we had the Commodores that come to our party. It was only two of them though. But they were there, and we would definitely have a good time. Go to all the concerts, Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire, Sly and the Family Stones, the LaBelles, we did all of that. But then on Sunday morning, while I'm trying to recover, I smelled some pancakes, and George getting ready to go to church. I said, wow. And I noticed that, and that went on for a few years. And I noticed George would never, ever miss a Sunday. Even partying all night, But George taught me how to serve. George has a servant heart. If you look at that program and you see, he did everything. No, he did wash dishes too. He was in the culinary program. He did everything around this church without hesitation. Amen. So I'm predicting George has been faithful to the calling of being a servant to St. Mark for over 50 years. Easy. And I thank my brother for showing me how to serve. Amen. George is a good man. Few words. Don't get him messed up now. Few words. But he had a servant heart. And I thank him for that. Because I think it says, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Right? You've been faithful over a few things. Now I'm going to make you a ruler over many. Go Steelers.